Hello. And today we'll continue with Wayfinder. So we met all three of them, all three of the main characters. So we're going to go ahead and continue. I'm heading to my last class, fresh off the lunch meeting with Organ. After turning into the same hall Jailwolf and I made our getaway inside earlier, I feel something strange in the pit of my stomach. Danger? No, it's more. Playfully malicious. Like a child laughing around the corner, waiting for a prank to succeed. I cautiously walk the hall. I can't not go this way since my next class is halfway down the hall. Just after I pass the janitor's closet, I feel the surge of intent from behind me. Tucker jumps out of the closet and charges at me. Before I can react, Tucker is pulling me into the closet, covering my mouth. Then, his hand is covering my mouth, but I still respond. He chuckles into my ear. His deep voice is a bit grumbly. I really did like the grumbling. I'm sorry I had to do this, but you were, you were way too reckless today. I'm sorry I had to do this, but you've been way too reckless today. Hmm? He chuckles again. You know, I've almost wanted to stop pretending, to push you against that locker and kiss you in front of them all. You know you're a bad boy for that, don't you? I roll my eyes. He can't see it through. Well, he can't see it though, I guess, because it's dark in here. I knew you were hiding in here with that other guy, but I also knew you had class down here later on, so I waited. Well, wait. Oh, he laughs and takes his hand off of my mouth, his other arm still wrapped around me. You won't scream now, will you, cutie? You'll be Tucker's good boy. I scoff. Tucker, fuck off. We're beyond naughty talk at this point. In case my little twig earlier didn't give you enough of a hint run through. I'm not going to sneak around because you're scared your friends will. His hand covers my mouth again. You have no idea what you're talking about, cutie. I needed to put on a show earlier, that's all. His hand moves from my mouth to my cheek. I'm a second from screaming when he puts his lips to my ear. Finn, you're in danger. I tried to warn you that night, but you didn't listen. I promise you, I never wanted to hurt your feelings. I never wanted to say any of those things earlier. I needed to protect you. I scoff again and step on his foot hard. An elbow to his ribs gives me some leverage to push away. He lets me go with a grunt and growls. Finn, goddammit, you seriously won't listen to me? I back up to the door of the closet and reach behind me for the handle. It's dark, but I can see him approaching. His eyes are almost aglow. What do I have to do to prove to you that I'm not the monster you think I am? I finally grasp the handle and unlatch the door. It opens outward, so I fall back, but manage to roll up to my knees. I manage to respond through my panting as I stare into the darkened closet at the pair of ominous amber eyes. You could try not being a creep. The door swings shut, and I scramble to my feet and run to class, a muffled growling sound coming from the closet behind me. It's almost midnight. I'm lying in bed because it's gotten too chilly to sit by the window, but I'm starting to nod off. I shake my head to will to sleep away. Thinking back, I mull over the details of the day, all of the bits and pieces I've learned. What was Tucker going on about? I'm in danger. I almost want to hear him out. Almost. I could bring it up to Arkin and Bjorn or Jerwolf tomorrow, though. More than that, though, I'm a finder. Arkin, Jerwolf, and Bjorn are wolf giants. They have elders, or at least an elder. The three of them are candidates, whatever that means. There are rites coming up, and after that, they'll be able to let me in on what's really going on. Am I excited? Nervous? I don't know how to feel. I keep thinking about the three of them, though. Is my life really going to be centered around wolf giants now? I can barely figure out what I want for myself. How am I supposed to help them with whatever they need? I lift a hand up to rest on my forehead. The light of the near full moon is shining brightly through my window. I stare at the open window, wondering to myself about about the intricacies of wolf giants and werewolves and humans and whatever else is out there beyond that wooden window frame. As I feel myself starting to doze off, I finally hear it. Quiet or far away, a long note in a crisp midnight air. No, not one, two notes in the same key. Then another one, and another. Long, angelic notes soar through the city and make their way into my open window. Finally, just before I doze off, I realize what I'm hearing as I remember the three wolf giants I met. Those aren't Nords, they're howls. I was dozing off. Those aren't notes, they're howls. I was dozing off, but suddenly I found myself climbing out of bed and moving over to the window. I put one slipper clad foot through the window, then the other, and pulled myself onto the fire escape in the chilly night air. Linus hops out with me, meowing periodically, along with the howling. The city view at night from here was okay, nothing to write home about. The city howls. The city, the howls. However, I listen intently, carefully. I try to hear the ones I want to hear out of the whole choir of voices. Orkan, Jerwolf, Bjorn. I notice the pitch of the other wolves' voices descend and hear a few voices become more pronounced. One tenor voice that sounds so unlike any of the three wolves surprises me. I cannot wait to figure out which one that belongs to. One of the voices is a deep bass, and the last is a clear baritone. I know the voices are theirs. I can feel it. Is this what my voice can do? Is this what my power can do? Find things like this? Like at the library earlier? I decided to stop thinking about all that for now and just listen. After all, tomorrow I'll finally have some hours. After all, tomorrow I'll finally have some answers. Maybe then I'll be able to find my way, the path I've been looking for since I lost it years ago. I'm sitting in my philosophy class's lecture hall, jotting down notes as the instructor rambles on. I keep having to look over to the notes of the person sitting next to me because I'm having trouble keeping up. Normally, I would have no problem paying attention, but today is a special case. After all, it isn't every day. After all, it isn't every day you find two wolf giants in your philosophy class. They aren't speaking, just sitting away from me silently. Wolf is 2 rows behind me to my left, while Bjorn is in front of me to my right. I'm still unable to focus despite their distance. They were supposed to be unintrusive, weren't they? Or is it because Tucker is also in this class? Zero said he was going to keep on the lookout, but I suppose he doesn't know about what happened after I split from Arkin yesterday. Maybe I should tell him. It would help get Tucker off my back for a bit. Bjorn has been hastily scrawling something the whole time, all the while looking back and forth between the pages of a book he brought with him. I'm reminded of the Norse mythology book I took from the library, and when I reached into my bag to take it out, it isn't there. I must have left it at home in my rush to get out this morning. Thankfully, there wasn't a strange dream last night, but I did hear that howling. The bells rings, and the instructor's voice is muffled out by a cacophony of bags and chairs and feet. Tucker is the first to rise and turns towards me immediately. Our eyes meet, and I notice something in his hand. He ascends the stairway to head toward me, while I grab my bag and turn to leave class immediately. I see Zero already heading to the stairs to try to intercept Tucker, but a foot reaches out in front of Zero's leg to trip him. One of Tucker's goons, not to my surprise. Before I can yell out, Zero is sent forward with his own momentum, but he stops falling forward as his feet are in the air. I look down to the ground and see him firmly planting his hands into a handstand as he balances his weight. Then, with a twist, brings his legs down carefully, facing the direction of the person who had tripped him. He's still seated at his chair, at first smugly smirking, but now his jaw is hanging in a sock. Gerald puts one hand on his hip and the other points at his aggressor. You will need to do more than that, fool. I have trained for such things countless times over, and am prepared for any situation. I feel my cheeks flush as I now need to save Gerald from himself. I hear Bjorn cough behind me and notice something strange happening to the chair where the guy who tripped Gerald was sitting. One of the legs are curving, bending. Then all at once the chair collapses and I hear Bjorn cough again. Gerald looks down in pity, shakes his head with a tisk. I turn around, Bjorn incredulously, who looks at me with a shit-eating grin and nods. Tucker, who had been heading toward me, is now staring at his goons on the ground with sock and then turns to look at Gerald. What did you do? Kick his chair leg out. Gerald looks at Tucker with disdain and shrugs. You had eyes on me the whole time. Did you see me kick the chair? He was just unlucky. It seems the rusty old chair finally gave out on him. I look back to the chair that's clearly made out of plastic. Tucker scoffs and turns to me. Finn, seriously, this guy? Tucker walks past me, shoving into me, and I feel him slipping something into the pocket of my button-down shirt. Gerald lets out a growl, and it seems as though he is about to try to fight Tucker until a loud snapping sound is heard, followed by a grunt and a loud thud. Gerwolf lets out a growl, and it seems as though he is about to try to fight Tucker until a loud snapping sound is heard behind us, followed by a grunt and a loud thud. We turn to see another Tucker's goons collapse back, his chair leg having snapped completely. The goon who just fell, and the other one who had been lying stunned on the floor, both scramble to their feet and run out of the classroom. Tucker grits his teeth and mutters something under his breath before he leaves as well. Gerwolf gasps and turns toward Tucker, his fangs bared and his paw hand balled into a fist. He starts to growl, and I have to step in to stop him from chasing after Tucker. Gerwolf, calm down. What are you doing? He laughed. It's already over. Gerwolf's face lightens and he regains his composure. Oh yes, my apologies. I tilt my head curiously, and when his eyes meet mine, I raise an eyebrow. What happened? You got really angry all of a sudden. Gerwolf rubs his neck and looks away from my gaze. Gerwolf, he said something under his breath when he left. I wouldn't put any stock into what Tucker said, Gerwolf. He's a deuce. No, it was not because he insulted me. Well, he did, well, he's a moron. Don't listen to him, Gerwolf. Listen to me, Finn. I reacted not to the fact that he said something, but to what he did. Well, he's a moron. Don't listen to him, Gerwolf. Listen to me, Finn. I reacted not to the fact that he said something, but to what he said. I mouth an O and give Gerwolf another raised eyebrow. So, what did he say? Before Gerwolf can respond, I feel a large hand on my shoulder. I turn to see who has approached and find Bjorn smiling down at us. Hello, Finn. The large wolf giant smiles down and seemingly doesn't notice Gerwolf standing nearby. Hey, Bjorn. Gerwolf, this is Bjorn. I know who Bjorn is. Ben, we met last night at the Whites. Hello again, Gerwolf. It's a pleasure to meet you again in person this time. Gerwolf nods, crosses his arms, and turns his head to face away. Bjorn sees this and looks to meet my gaze. Is everything all right? It's fine. I can handle myself. Gerwolf still crosses his arms, turns and walks away toward the exit. Gerwolf, I call after him, but he keeps walking away. Bjorn scratches his chin for. Did I say something? No, Bjorn, you aren't the one who said something. Oh, was it? What that other guy mumbled. Does he mean other guy? The one with the orange jacket, Tucker? Yes, him. The one the elders scolded Gerald for hurting yesterday. Bjorn, did you hear what he said? Mm-hmm. My ears can pick up what people are whispering in the back of the hall from where I was up front. By the way, Finn, you should pay more attention to some of the ladies in the back of class. One of them is interested in you. I feel my face warming up. But Bjorn, I like men. Bjorn's eyes light up with surprise as he makes his own shape with his woven muzzle. Oh, I see. My apologies. I'll keep that in mind. Bjorn smiles and then shakes his head quickly. Well, right, that Tucker guy. He mumbled something and walked away. I heard him say, "Flee back," and he was walking away with Gerwolf. Flee back? Why would Tucker call Gerwolf that unless Bjorn, how rare exactly are finders? What? Bjorn's eyes light up again at the realization. Oh, he leans in and whispers. He wouldn't call someone that normally, would he? That's not a human insult. I nod to confirm. Right, I think that's what upset Gerwolf. Tucker might know what you three are. But how? I ponder for a moment, but remember something else. Bjorn, did you tell Arkin and Gerwolf to meet with us? Bjorn, did you tell Arkin and Gerwolf to meet with us later today? Bjorn nods. I told Arkin, but he already knew. Oh, why? I forgot to told him. I forgot to tell him yesterday. I was about to mention it to Gerwolf, but he just walked off. Yeah, I'm a bit worried. I called the owner of the garden center earlier, though he won't mind me bringing helping hands. I must say, I am quite excited to see this garden center. It's pretty neat, yeah. I laugh and I laugh as does Bjorn. After a moment, the silence becomes awkward. So, you were taking notes today, huh? I was. Bjorn reaches into a file sorter he is carrying, pulling out a single document of neatly written notes. Here, I'll compile them all for you. It wouldn't do having you miss any information while other things are on your mind. I stagger a bit, then take the document. Oh, Bjorn, you took these for me? He blushes and nods, holding his hands together. Of course, it is a duty of us, the candidates, to make things as smooth for you, the finder, as possible. Well, I can't say I'm too comfortable having you take all my notes for me, but the sentiment was very sweet. In this circumstance, I'm grateful you did. I didn't exactly pay much attention. Thank you, Bjorn. Bjorn smiles and I pat him on the shoulder. Come on, Bjorn. Let me buy you lunch and things. He smiles wide, but shakes his head. No, no, thank you, Finn. I actually have something to do before our meeting later. I'm also going to find Gerolf and see if I can try to calm him down. Oh, why? I said, come with you, huh? I want to make sure he's okay too. Bjorn raises a hand and shakes his head. No, no, you should go eat lunch and read over your notes. And you have another class afterward, do you not? How does he know? I open my mouth to speak out in protest, but Bjorn shakes his head again. No, no, Finn, off you now. He places a hand on my back and walks alongside me, guiding me outside the room and turns me towards the cafeteria. Look, okay, okay. I laugh and start off toward the cafeteria. Turning back, I smile, waving to Bjorn. I'll see you later on today. Let me know how things go. I will, and I'll see you this afternoon. After Bjorn waves back, I turn the corner and head through the door leading to campus. The gentle autumn breeze embraces me as I step out of my bus from campus onto the city streets. It helps as I breathe in to try to settle my nerves. It's finally time to get some damn answers. It should be excited. Well, I should be excited, but all I can feel is anxiety. My stomach is in knots, and my mind is all over the place. I take a deep breath and try to calm myself down. As I'm walking toward the mall, a few blocks away, my phone rings and I reach to answer it without looking. Only one person in the whole world calls me like ever. Hello, Mom. How are you? Finn, you didn't forget, did you? She's slurring her words and stammering. Forget? It's your father's birthday. I really could use your help. Mom, I didn't forget. You're the forgetful one. Dad's birthday isn't until this Saturday. She pauses for a moment, and then I hear her clear her throat. Oh, yes. Of course. Right. Silly me. I roll my eyes and smile, pincing the bridge on my nose. At least he didn't try to argue about it like she has in the past. Still, I feel a little guilty for not being there. I guess I can't help it right now, though. I wouldn't have forgotten, but I'm glad you called anyway. I didn't have a chance to call you last night, and I felt bad. Finn, it's okay to miss a day here and there. You have a life. You don't need to be bothered to call and check in every day. Space is important. I know she's right, but aside from being the kind of son who actually likes to talk to his mom, I still feel like I need a lifeline being so far removed from where I grew up. These calls help me a lot. Still, I know that's not the reason she's bringing it up. Wow, you got through all that without slurring your words. I can hear the sound of bottles being clanked together on her end as she hastily tries to remove the alcohol nearby. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. Oh? Well, then, if that's true, tell me, are you keeping out of the liquor? She stumbles over her words a bit, and I hear the sound of a liquid spill as my mom curses to herself. Vin, please. I've only been drinking wine. It's not as bad for you. Excuse me. Wine drunk is still drunk, Mom. You need to take it easy. Preferably stop, but at least slow it down for me, okay? Preferably stop, but at least slow it down for me, please. I hear her sigh and the sound of what I assume is a rag, wet from the wine is soaked up, plopping onto some surface. I take my turn to sigh too. I know it's hard, Mom. I want to say. I want to reassure her it'll get easier with time, but she's heard it all before. Before I even get to try, she speaks up. I know I need to slow down. I know it's bad for me to be doing this to myself. It's just, it's just hard right now with everything going on, with you being away as long as you are between breaks, especially in the last 3 days. I know she's right again. I've been feeling it too lately. I decided not to be so hard on her. Mom, please, just try to keep it to like 2 glasses a day. I'll smell it on your breath Saturday if you don't. She grumbles. Well, anyway, what are you up to? Are you staying warm? It's getting cold out, Finn. Deflecting, how convenient. I choose not to confront this. Well, I'm actually on my way to the gardening center to volunteer. I made a few new friends that'll be helping me out for a bit today. I'll tell you all about them when I come over this weekend. They're pretty. I think about the next word I say carefully. Interesting. Ignoring anything I said other than the word friends, she goes off. Oh, good, you've made friends. I was worried that you had a hard time since you attended classes online for your freshman year, but only took part of a semester. How about that? Oh, and that Tucker guy isn't still showing up drunk and hassling you, is he? I said it. Thankfully, I managed to have the sense to call it off before things got worse, but yeah. Since the locksmith came out and changed the locks, he hasn't been able to use the spare I foolishly gave him. The other residents have actually been keeping an eye out to make sure he doesn't come into the building. He hasn't been around in about a week, but he's been bugging me on campus. Well, I don't want you to get arrested for fighting, but please remember if you absolutely have to defend yourself, there's always that trick I showed you, Finn. Or I shouldn't say, but I do. I remember the trick, Mom. I'm sure Tucker's going to remember it for the next few days, too, since I used it on him yesterday. Finn, you didn't, did you? I'm at the mall now. Gotta go, Mom. Love you. She gives me a wailing laugh. I love you too, you crazy boy. Have fun now. We're in the car as I walk through the sliding doors into the mall. Okay, time to get some answers. Stuff right here. Alright, so we got Tucker putting, he's sneaking up on Finn and putting him in a closet, and we got to see him and how he really feels about Finn. I mean, he still loves him in his own sick way, but he still got feelings for for Finn, which is totally different from the way he acted to Finn the first time we saw him together with all his goons in the hallway, and that was when we first met Gearwolf. So he's a closeted gay guy. Tucker is, and Tucker, his goons would try to stalk on Finn again right after class ended, but Gearwolf and Bjorn and Arkin were all in the class together, so they were able to help Finn out. And his mother just now made sure that Tucker wasn't trying to cause any more problems for Finn, and even people in the apartment complex, I guess, tried to make sure, or whatever it was, but I guess, we'll just say his neighbors, even Finn's neighbors tried to make sure, Tucker didn't try to come into his home and unlock the doors. Because he'd been trying to sneak into his home, so the neighbors been keeping a lookout for Tucker. Alright, so since we're at the mall now, since this is where we're supposed to get some answers from the three of them, I decided to stop right here, and we'll continue next time. And one more thing, in the classroom, Tucker, well, we didn't actually hear Tucker tell Gearwolf this, but after that, Gearwolf came back and he got angry with Tucker, like he wanted to attack him. Gearwolf wouldn't tell Finn why he got so upset, but afterwards, Bjorn told Finn that Gearwolf got upset because Tucker called him a flea bag. Now, I wouldn't expect a human to call another human that. So, that's stuff you would usually call dogs or canines flea bags. So, does Tucker know who these guys really are? Is he a finder himself? That's what it seems to be. He may be a finder himself. Because I don't think he would have said that. I don't think he would call Gearwolf a flea bag if he was just a regular human. Or if he was not a finder. For Tucker to know what these guys really look like, he must be a finder himself. So we'll just have to learn more about that as we continue in the story. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.